Hello, and welcome to our Domopalooza breakout session for today. In our session today, we will discuss using Domo to govern Domo, using Domo to help build a strong culture of data quality with Domo. And hello today, my name is Alan Hyman. And today's session, we will cover suggestions for best practices for using Domo to govern Domo by showing ways to monitor engagement, data quality, release management, and data privacy. Finally, we'll give you suggestions for a roadmap you can use to get started on your Domo governance journey. So, and a little bit about the company that I work for. The company I work for is called Search Discovery. You can say that we are one of the original Domo partners. We've been Domo certified partner since 2014. We have over 40 certified consultants, probably the most in the country. We also have a very broad range of industries, that we support, from healthcare and pharma, consumer retail, all the way to manufacturing. And me, a little bit about me. My name is Alan Hyman. I'm Director of Data Solutions Architecture at Search Discovery. I've been Domo certified since 2017, and I've been working in data management consulting for many, many years. And I used to teach at NYU in management, in MIS management, information systems. So why data governance? So, data is increasing exponentially, and it's predicted by 2025 that there will be 175 zettabytes of information. So you can think of a zettabyte as, one zettabyte is as much information as there are grains of sand on all of the world's beaches. Now, data usage, since the data usage is increasing, it gives us a lot of opportunities and challenges, that we have. Managing data quality and establishing good data governance is very important. And we'd like to think of managing data quality like employing, this data quality wheel. Thinking about the validity of the data, accuracy, consistency, integrity, timeliness, and completeness. In meeting these opportunities, we see that our customers run into issues and challenges, and seeing the right, way in order to measure engagement, and using Domo to help with data privacy, and using Domo to manage data privacy and governance initiatives. So, why use Domo to govern Domo? Well, most BI tools do not have really a good way to, to extract data about the system that's being used. Domo is a very extremely powerful BI tool and data warehouse too, but Domo has built-in functions to help govern itself. I'm going to review some of them with you in a few minutes. So, let's talk about Domo engagement. How can you monitor engagement in Domo? So you can definitely use Domo's dashboarding features to display a wonderful dashboard, which I will show you in a few seconds, an example that we have used at a client. And the data behind that is a mixture of Domo stats and using data from the Domo API. What's really wonderful about using a dashboard like this, it helps to automate your Domo governance meetings. Here's an example of what you can be monitoring with your engagement dashboard. As you can see, this is one of our clients, UPMC, and the part that we help them, monitor is engagement goals, login trends, activity, which pages are the most popular, and the data and card creators. So let's go through some of it right now. So here you can see that we have a set of goals that have been decided for the year and decided for the quarter, and we are able to monitor and see how are we doing to that goal. We also have capability of knowing trends. What are our login trends from a monthly standpoint, a weekly standpoint? Helps to understand, how people are, which people are accessing your dashboards and Domo. And then what's really nice is that you can drill down and you can take a look and you can select different graphs, different time periods in order to explore the data further. The other things that we also monitor, we suggest that monitor is, most individual logins, fewest logins, different login groups from different departments, fewest, and then also, inactive users, and then also vendors that are inactive. So you can easily govern, see which accounts even needs to be removed, from the system as well. Um, we also have the capability here, as you can see, to monitor which is the most popular pages. Here, for example, the web analytics performance page is the most popular, and the most popular card is the conversions card. And then from here, you can take a look at the trends. Here we have weekly page trends that are going with select events that happen. So if you have training events, you can then show how activity and engagement has increased because of training events that you may have had. And then you can also show which is the most view in this, which is the most viewed pages and which is the most viewed cards. And here you can see, okay, what is the activity for the creators? We have dataset creators, data flow creators, and card creators, so that you can see which ones are the most active in your Domo instance. Also for release management, we establish data quality when it comes to release management by using the governance toolkit. Domo has a dataset watchdog data that you can combine with other data sets from your instance to add to an engagement dashboard. One of the nice things about using Domo to monitor data quality is that you can set up alerts that can then be notified when there is any deviation in trends, in metrics, and things like that. So here's an example of some alerts that are currently being monitored in this dashboard. Domo has a wonderful tool called Domo Sandbox, which helps with release management. So we do recommend that when you deploying Domo Sandbox, to set up some standard operating procedures and to set up education sessions with your dev team, before you implement the Domo Sandbox, so that you can have a standard process across, and combine it with your card certification process that Domo has. Here is an example of a document that we use often with clients as an example for how to set up and use Domo Sandbox. We also have here a flowchart that shows a standard way of how you would follow these procedures in implementing the Domo Sandbox. Straight from updating and creating new repositories to remapping cards and setting up PDP. Domo and privacy. So Domo can help you definitely when it comes to privacy and privacy regulations by helping you keep track of your data assets. So what we do recommend to clients is that to create a data protection impact assessment. We run through these with clients and creating a data feeds and sources inventory. We create an app that helps to illustrate the whole landscape that is there. And also using the Domo Governance Toolkit is a great way to create tags on your data sets, an automated way to create tags on your data sets so that you can easily monitor PII and PHI data sets. And here we have an example of a data set in Domo that you can use to set up the data feeds. And then we have a really wonderful network diagram that shows the impact of your data sets. Here is an example of setting up tags. As you can see here, we have patient tags that are either generic lookup tags, but are maybe specifically to a specific department, specific use case. And then we also have set up tags for purposes of deleting data sets and making sure that they get deleted on a prompt basis. A lot of times we have a schedule of events that we recommend. Some of them is reviewing, of course, your data sets at least once a year, using the Domo tags in order to make sure that everything is tagged correctly, but also people have access to that the access to sensitive data such as PII and PHI is limited. So some kind of takeaways like to have that we do recommend for clients is, one, to create a risk assessment. This helps determine the risk assessment footprint and what should be the priorities that should be, of monitoring that you should do. Other thing too is we recommend people do a roles and responsibility matrix so that you can see and make sure that people are assigned to the right things that are being monitored. And then creating a roadmap. So Rome wasn't built in a day. You can only do so many items per quarter and per year. So it's good to have a prioritized roadmap to see where you are and how you are progressing. So through that. So one of the other items we think about when we think about governance in almost every platform is it really sustainable? So going through some of the items that I talked about, doing them once is good and good to get you started, but is basically a cycle. Doing a data quality assessment, doing the risk assessment, privacy assessment, taking a look at what should be initiatives that you should have, prioritizing them, adding them to a roadmap, and then making it a sustainable program going forward. So the roadmap and the assessment should be done, on a yearly basis. And this definitely has an impact for data quality in a lot of organizations. I usually use the expression rinse and repeat, which helps describe like what is necessarily to be done on a repeated basis. So just to recap, some items here. Definitely start with goal and roadmap. Assess the strongest business impact. So you can pick the right items and the right goal through the roadmap. Use the Domo tools that are there. There are alerts. Using the same dashboard that you've been using for telling stories, telling stories about the data, but also telling the story about the engagement that's happening on the platform. Also using dashboards in order to do data quality checks, do data validation, and also creating a sustainable process, making sure that this is something that's rinse and repeatable going forward. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy this presentation.